Who can calm the savage rage? Who can take the road
I don't think she would ever choose.
Okay.
Because I think that's part at her very core that she will not choose a side. People have speculated that a lot of her friends and her sort of fae family are light.
So how does that play?
Is she more light? I don't know. I still think she wouldn't choose. I think she, just like she loves who she loves, she'll love, light or dark as well. Yeah, she'd never choose.
Season 4, we do a lot of
Since obviously congratulations on the growth of your.
definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
And of course being married too. And, since becoming a mother, do you find that you're changing Bo, the character Bo, in the actual series itself, or are you kind of merging the two personalities?
Well, I've heard a lot of actors say that once they have children, that they have a different sort of approach or feeling when they're performing. I think that you'd have to ask me that question next year, because I feel like it's a little too soon for me to be able to answer fully. Definitely, some things have changed in terms of how I prep, because my time is a little bit different. But all I can say about any of you guys, I don't know if you guys have kids, but it does, it opens up your heart in such a big way that I'm sure it's going to affect me as a performer. It's definitely affected me as a person. So, as a performer, I have to just wait and see. Yeah. That's the most honest answer.
We have a lot of fans that are actually really curious to know what's it like playing a character who is so open with their sexuality.
I take my shirt off.
I got that question a lot early on because people are like, wow,
Whoa!
the only way to shoot a love scene is to literally just go for it.
I saw that wardrobe.
To be right in the
You know what I'm
moment.
talking about.
I already forgot. Why are you making
I don't know if people presume that. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Do I want to be nude on camera all the time? Not necessarily, but it's part of the character. And I'm really proud of our show that
Season 4.
we've had this. They're so loud, aren't they? That we've had this. The love triangle, and the fact that she's been with, Lauren, who's a woman, who's human, Dyson, who's a man, who's a wolf. I'm really proud of that aspect of our show and of that aspect of Bo as well. So,
Yeah, we are.
yeah, I don't know.
Until season
I've
5,
embraced
we'll
her
keep the game.
in a big way.
We're the show that can reach multiple climaxes.
And sometimes, it's funny. I was researching some stuff for this season, and I was looking back at old episodes. I asked to see some footage from season 1 and 2. And I threw it in, and I just was like, oh, because you forget what you've done. And there were some scenes with Chris, there were some scenes with Zoe, and I was thinking, wow, this is, to step outside of it for a bit and watch is totally different than being in it, because you kind of don't see what other people are seeing. But I'm really proud of
No,
that,
we do.
of both sexuality and her freedom within that. And I like that it started as from a place of hatred for herself, I like that it blossomed from there.
Like how it developed.
Yeah, and how she had to gain confidence in it, just like I did in performing it, so it worked out well. So yeah, good
Different
question.
elements and forces are introduced. I don't know which camera I'm looking at.
All right, so with the success of the show, obviously now both in the U.S. and
we're
Canada,
introducing
and you're
new
pretty much
sort
the
of
face of the
fae
show.
hire.
I mean, in all honesty, you are the figurehead of a lot of the advertisements, is obviously with your face on it. Is there any type of, I guess, endorsements or any type of, maybe picture spreads you'd like to do in the future, like possibly, if a magazine came to you, and, is there anything that's kind of in mind and like maybe a goal?
Gosh, a goal. I don't know. They'd have to come and I mean, I've been asked for a couple of things, but I don't know. I'd have to get involved with something I believe in. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to see what came my way. I don't know. What could Lost Girl promote?
Yes. I
Whenever
mean,
they're in promotion, maybe just like a photo spread or anything like that.
Yeah,
You know,
I've done a
obviously-
few things like that
Yeah.
that I've really enjoyed.
like Maxim magazine or what have you. There.
Yeah, I mean they've never come to me, but other type magazines have, and some I've done and some I haven't. And yeah, I would totally
I mean, like, because I might
be up for that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, now obviously with season 4 coming out now, or shortly.
Shortly, yeah.
And I know that you are going to keep everything close to the chest and not give too much away, which
We
is
can't.
which is,
We're
you know,
so handcuffed with what we can say
no,
for the season.
absolutely. But what I'll ask you instead though is, what would you like to see happen with Beau's character this year, without giving anything away? But what would you personally like to see for that character as the actress playing it?
I really just would love to see her assume her full power, whatever that is, or even just get a glimpse of what it is so she knows. And I just think she can, she's so powerful, you know. I always as a kid loved the idea of Dorothy's ruby slippers, you know, that she was in this chaotic world but she had the power all along if she just knew how to use it. And I kind of feel like that about Beau as well. So yeah, I'd love to see her discover that. You're probably totally hearing my stomach growling because I'm so hungry. And you have the mic so close, like, rawr. So when you play that back,
We'll take it out.
yeah, take that out. My old sound effects.
Okay, so I know you have a lot of fight scene with other characters. Do you have any routine, or are you trained before for the fight scene?
Yeah, I mean, I try to start every season as strong as I can because as the season goes on, it's hard to get to the gym. So I try to start as strong as I can. I did work with some fight people, great fight choreographers and fight trainers in LA and in Toronto. And the season was different because I just had a baby, so it was hard to come back as strong. But I'm starting to get strong now that we're about halfway through. So yeah, I try to be strong. And before we do a fight, we definitely rehearse. And I have a great stunt double and stunt team, and it's fun. It's fun to beat up stunt guys because they go flying across the room, and you feel super strong. And probably that wouldn't happen if I really tried to beat up a giant guy, but we'll see.
Yeah.
In past seasons, obviously, you know, you took the personality of your mother a couple of episodes here and there. You know, now that season 4 is occurring, there's a lot of speculation that the Wanderer is. And I apologize for anyone that hasn't seen season 3 yet. Spoiler alert. They're saying that, yeah, thank you. The Wanderer is like your father. That's always been the comment.
That's been speculated. I know.
Many times.
Season 4 picks up.
Will you be taking on that personality of this uber dark fae, or uber dark fae rather, now that you're sort of
Personally.
kind of not really joined forces per se, but you're kind of in that avenue, especially with the way your powers are kind of.
Yeah, it's so hard to answer without giving anything away.
That was a community question too.
I know. You know. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to answer. I'm trying to like spin an answer in my head, and it's so hard because I can't. The end of season 2, if you guys remember, we all really came together. End of season 3, we all really got ripped apart. So if I give anything away, it really kind of spoils all those cliffhangers. But we will definitely have some answers in season 4.
I'm sure you will.
How's that for an answer?
That
We'll
works.
have answers. Look forward to that.
So our next question would be, what if you could pick one point throughout the entire filming of Lost Girl? What do you think would be a high point that you would pick about your character? Not a high point for you necessarily,
right.
but
For Beau.
But for Beau, yeah.
It's raised our.
I think last season there was an episode where she went back to see her adoptive mom. That was really important for her because her adoptive mom was terrible to her before she left. And for her to go back and see the vulnerability in her mom and to see where that came from was really important. I think that kind of changed her a little bit going forward, and made her a little more open, a little more understanding of where that kind of stuff comes from. You know, I really think that was a big one for Bo, and changed the future of her for this season. Yeah. Did you haven't asked one? Do you have any?
No, he's just here with me.
I'm like, I thought you were shy.
I've got a neck cut, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
Any quick last ones?
Any fun stories about the set?
Oh, there's always fun stories about our set.
Who's the
Yeah,
goofiest?
okay.
Chris, yeah.
Yeah, he's totally goofy, and he's like super like stern as Dyson. It was so funny because right before takes, he's like dancing all around, and then he's like, you know, turns into the wolf. Definitely the goofiest.
So I got a quick one actually. When working with Zoe, is it very often that you lose your mark because she makes you laugh so much?
She makes me laugh all the time. Zoe's extraordinarily funny. She has the driest sense of humor. Her latest thing is to pretend that she hates me. It's very funny. I know that doesn't sound very funny, but it's very funny. She'll walk by me and just be like, and just keep walking, and it makes me laugh. So that's her latest gag. Yeah. Thanks, guys.